The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the life of Finn, a talented doctor who was once a symbol of dedication and professionalism, has gradually turned into a tragedy filled with inner conflicts, unrelenting guilt, and fateful wrong decisions. Finn's story is not only a journey of fighting with himself, but also a complex picture of relationships, dark secrets, and unpredictable consequences from past mistakes. Since Finn discovered the truth that he was Luna's father, everything in his life has been turned upside down. Feelings of confusion, guilt, and fear not only weigh on his mind, but also create a deep wound in his soul. Finn, who has always been admired by everyone for his calmness and professionalism, now has to face a dark past that he has never confided in anyone. The truth about Luna suddenly swept through his life like a storm, making him feel helpless when facing the unwanted responsibility and the consequences that the truth could cause to his relationship with Steffi, the woman who always believed and loved him. The pressure of having to accept a cruel reality pushed Finn into a state of psychological disorder. He felt like he was living under an inescapable pressure. Every day was a fierce internal battle between feelings of regret, fear, and loneliness. Finn worried that, when Steffi, whom he promised to love and protect, learned about his past full of mistakes and sins, their relationship would collapse, leading to a future full of instability and pain. This internal conflict created deep cracks in Finn's mind, making it impossible for him to find a way out of his own nightmare. Unable to bear the pressure and inner pain, Finn gradually became a victim of alcoholism. Whenever he feels overwhelmed by his past and responsibilities, he turns to alcohol as a way to temporarily forget the pain and brokenness in his life. In the eyes of everyone, Finn still maintains the image of a professional doctor, but in reality, inside he is a broken soul that is gradually losing control. He always uses his busy job as an excuse to cover up the pain, explaining that the long working hours and pressure from the hospital are the reasons why he has to drink more. However, the truth is that addiction not only helps him temporarily forget the past, but also leads him down the path of disastrous decisions. Not stopping at alcohol, Finn falls further into the spiral of addiction when he turns to drugs as a painkiller for his soul. At first, drugs seem to be a means to help him dispel haunting memories, giving him a temporary feeling of freedom from responsibilities and regrets. But the more he uses them, the more he sees their negative effects. The combination of alcohol and drugs has stripped Finn of his control, turning him from a brilliant doctor into a slave to forbidden substances. The long, dark nights and moments of self-forgetfulness have slowly eroded his mind and body, turning him into a shadow of the man he once knew. His dependence on alcohol and drugs is not only a sign that Finn is facing a psychological crisis, but also a prophecy of an impending tragedy. The poor decisions made during his addiction have gradually pushed him closer to the brink of self-destruction. Blurry scenes, echoing voices of the past, and surging emotions have become Finn's companions on the road to the abyss. He feels himself losing control, and every step he takes is marked by despair and fear of no way out. One fateful night, when Finn's mind was completely overwhelmed by addiction and guilt, he decided to drive home drunk. It was a moment when all the internal conflicts, pressure, and pain reached their peak. When the steering wheel was no longer his, Finn's car lost control, leading to a serious traffic accident. The chaotic scene of the accident clearly depicted the cruelty of fate. A talented and loving man was killed by his own addiction, not only physically, but also mentally. Immediately after the accident, the police arrived at the scene with incredible speed. Investigators quickly conducted a crime scene examination, and through initial test results, they discovered that Finn's blood alcohol level exceeded the legal limit. In addition, the signs of drugs in his system further confirmed that his wrong choices had led him down a dead end. Initial investigation reports indicated that this was a car accident due to a loss of control, a tragic end to a life caught up in the vortex of addiction. Not long after the accident, the sad news of Finn's death spread quickly everywhere, shocking not only the family, but also the community. Steffi, the woman who devoted her heart and soul to Finn, was shocked to hear the news of her husband's death. In that moment, she felt like her whole world had collapsed, losing her companion, her lover, and a part of herself. Mixed emotions from surprise, pain, to self-blame all came to Steffi. She could not understand that a talented, passionate, and family-oriented man could let his life drift into addiction and bad decisions to the point of such a tragic death. In the early days after the accident, Steffi was immersed in sadness and guilt. She blames herself for not giving Finn enough time, love, and attention, thinking that maybe if she had been more careful, listened to the warning signs, he wouldn't have been caught up in the nightmare of addiction. This self-blame only makes Steffi's pain worse, as she constantly torments herself about what she couldn't change. It is during this chaotic time that she gradually realizes that there are many mysteries surrounding Finn's death that she never knew, opening up an arduous journey to find the truth. Only after Finn's body is transferred to the hospital, an unexpected character appears to make things more complicated: Finn's Aunt Poppy. Although the relationship between Finn and Poppy was not considered too close, Poppy's actions at the hospital raised unexpected questions. When she appeared, Poppy could not contain her emotions and revealed her pain through sobbing, making the surrounding atmosphere suffocating with sadness and mystery. Poppy's strong actions made Steffi begin to question, is there something hidden behind the relationship between Finn and Poppy that she never knew? While Steffi always believed in the image of her husband, the intense expressions of affection from Poppy made her suspect that Finn might have shared with his aunt the darkest secrets, things that he did not dare to reveal to everyone. It is possible that Poppy is not only a capable aunt, but also a companion in Finn's difficult moments, helping him overcome his inner nightmares. But to what extent does she know all those unforgivable things? Poppy's contradictory appearance prompted Steffi to begin an investigative journey to find the truth behind Finn's death. She doesn't stop at sadness and self-blame, but gradually transforms the pain into motivation to explore every aspect of the past that Finn tried to keep hidden. Steffi begins to dig through files, re-examine evidence at the accident scene, and even talk to people close to Finn to lift the veil of mystery that surrounds his life. Steffi's investigation is not only a confrontation with her deceased husband's past, but also an internal battle as she faces conflicting emotions between love, trust, and fear of loss. In addition to the pain of her loss, Steffi struggles with a deep sense of guilt that she may not have cared enough for Finn in his final days. She wonders if her messages, her small gestures of care, could have helped Finn escape the dark path of addiction. Such self-questioning questions haunt Steffi constantly, keeping her awake at night and tormenting herself with regret. The guilt is not only painful, but also the driving force that drives her to seek the truth, hoping that through it, she can regain some peace of mind. As Steffi continues her investigation, the pieces of the story gradually come together. Secret conversations, unusual signs in Finn's medical records, and even vague statements from those close to him all suggest that Finn's death was more than a simple traffic accident due to a loss of control. There are signs that Finn may have been under pressure from outside sources, or there may be a dark conspiracy lurking around him. These theories add to the tension and conflict within Steffi, as she realizes that there are secrets too big that her family may never have known. Finn's death not only leaves behind pain, but also raises questions about the future of his family and the relationships around him. Can Steffi find peace after this emotional storm? Relatives, friends, and other characters in the film will all have to face the consequences of exposed secrets, past sins, and wrong decisions. Their futures are now unclear, no one can predict the next turning point in their lives, and all that remains are silent questions waiting for answers. Finn's death, while tragic and heartbreaking, opens a new chapter for those left behind, one of resurrection, self-awareness, and forgiveness. The legacy of mistakes, secrets, and addictions not only teaches us the price of concealment, but also reminds us that only when we face ourselves, accept our wounds, and learn to forgive, can we move toward a brighter future.